Well, 20 minutes a week to a healthier, stronger you. Sounds too good to be true. That's what Bodytec suggests, though. And Boris Leyck is MD of Bodytec, and he's with Gerry Gerhardt, head of the BODYTEC Academy, and they're in Cape Town. Good morning to you, Boris. I don't know anything about Bodytec, so perhaps just before we get into how you're going to get people to get fit and healthy in 20 minutes every week, tell us about the company Bodytec, what it does.
Good morning, David. Bodytec is an electromuscle stimulation. About 4 years ago in 2010, I was invited from a friend of mine to Munich to a studio, and they did EMS training. I was quite skeptic, but I thought I'll give it a try. And I was so overwhelmed from the training itself that in only 20 minutes I could be so sore. I was sore in all places I've never felt before. And then I came back to Cape Town, and we decided we're going to bring EMS training to South Africa. So in 2011 we opened up our first studio here in Cape Town, directly with a target to start a franchise concept. Half a year later we opened up our second studio in Newlands, and a year later, exactly in June 2012, we started our first franchise. So by now we are running 15 studios in the country, 8 in Cape Town, 7 in Joburg. And our target is to expand in the next year and also in the next 2 years quite more in the Joburg area and also in the Durban area.
Well, we're going to see a little bit in a moment from Gerry on this, but first I'd just like to ask you, it does sound too good to be true, and one does hear of lots of remedies like fat burning tablets and lose weight the quick way. I mean, is this a shortcut that gets you around the other more arduous and difficult ways of losing weight and getting fit? Is it a real shortcut?
It is. It's not really a shortcut. It's a very tough training. We are saving time, so we are focusing on time. But what we do, you can do in every gym, but we just do it a little bit faster. So it's a muscle strength training. We train once a week and only for 20 minutes. But we activate what you will see just now when Gerry is showing the training. We activate all the muscles at the same time. So compare, if you go to gym, you do your arm curl, you only activate your biceps. And if we do an arm curl, you have an impulse on all the muscles. And we can adjust every muscle individually. So yes, it's somehow a shortcut, but it's more about saving time for people with busy lifestyles, business people, families. Not all of us have time to go 3 times a week to a gym and do their strength training. So for all the outdoor guys, I'm also personally a runner, but I don't want to go to a gym to do my strength training. So it's perfect for me to do strength training once a week, 20 minutes, and then enjoy running outside or cycling.
All right, well, let's go over to Gerry, who's there with you. And Gerry, perhaps you can talk a bit more about the detail of this, the principle and the practice.
Yeah, hello David, good morning. We have Donna here. Donna is already lined up and wears our equipment. Before I explain to you how the equipment functions and how it works, I would like to show you actually what she's wearing. And first of all, she's going to wear a full body vest, as I have in here. And as you see in here, this body vest has different parts, such as you see here your chest, your abdominal muscles, your upper back. Here's a part for your middle back and your lower back. The same thing on the other side. All these parts, as Boris said, are stimulated at the same time. What you normally do, we spray some water on these specific pads, and then the stimulus goes from the device towards the vest into the person. That means the person's muscles are being stimulated, and as Boris mentioned early on, it's for 20 minutes. It's highly intense. It falls in the category of high intense training. Therefore, only for 20 minutes on a very high level of intensity, everything is activated at the same time. I'm going to do a little demonstration with you on Donna. Besides this full body vest, we're also going to have belts that are going to go around her arms, as you see here, both on her left and on her right side. We're going to have belts around her legs, and she is wearing a belt around her waist, which is stimulating her glutes. And now, when I'm going to start the training with Donna, she's going to feel every single part that is being stimulated at the same time. I'm going to give you a little display for this, Donna. Please go into the ready position, face the machine. First of all, I'm going to start to increase the intensity a little bit. Donna and me, we did a little introduction already where we found the individual thresholds for her. That means everybody specifically trains individual. Everybody has different pain thresholds, everybody has different intensity levels and different fitness levels, and we try to find this out on the first session. Donna, for the next one, just hold your hands in 2, 1, and pressure between your palms. Can you feel the intensity coming? Next one's going to be a little bit more intense. Same thing, 3, 2, 1, and press your hands together and breathe out, please. We're going to do this one more time. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, and active pressure between your hands and breathe out. For the next part, Donna, we're going to slowly, on my count, go into a squat in 3, 2, 1, and breathe out and squat down. Very slow. And back on top. Important, bring your bum towards the back. We go in 3, 2, 1, and squat and breathe out. And back on top. For the next part, you're going to bring your fists on your hips, and we're going to lift 3, 2, 1 over the side, lifting up. And again, same thing. Your elbows out to the back, and 3, 2, 1, and lift up slowly, and breathe out. Slight difference. Bend your knees a little bit further. Push your elbows back in 3, 2, 1, and lift up again. Perfect. Just hold your hands together, and again, hold in 3, 2, 1, and pressure. While Donna holds, her whole body is being stimulated. As I said, even though she only pushes her arms together, her abdominal muscles, her lower back, her legs.
So Gerry, to interrupt you there, what's actually happening to her? She looks still. I would worry about this malfunctioning, and then it acts like the electric chair if you're not careful. So now she's standing still. What's happening underneath the suit? Lots of vibration, electric current.
Yeah, so EMS basically builds on a very natural principle in our body. Normally, our brain, as a central nervous system, is the communication organ, if you want, with our muscles. And normally, our brain sends an impulse to release a muscle contraction. And now we're going to basically skip this entity as a first principle and going to say the machine sends the impulse towards the muscles. That means the machine determines how much muscular activity and where we have muscular activity. But the principle is exactly the same thing as if we would have a weight in front of us, and our brain is going to send an impulse to our arm or to the specific area and say, okay, please curl and do it against this resistance.
Okay, thanks, Gerry. We'll get just back to Boris to finish off this discussion. From the business aspect, Boris, what's the cost of something like this? I mean, most people have a gym membership and it costs them a couple of $100 a month. What does this cost?
First of all, we always train with a personal trainer like Gerry, and it's a very private and personal studio. So we charge from about 225 Rand per training session up. It depends what kind of membership you're having. Our target market is quite broad. So our youngest client, for example, is 18. Our oldest client is actually training in Sea Point, who's 88. And that's give us a wide range of people we can train with these devices.